Hello, beautiful people. Happy Sunday, happy Monday. I don't usually do a live stream at this hour, but I had a very amazing weekend, so I wanted to tell you a little bit about it. Before I tell you about my weekend, I wanted to first of all acknowledge those of you who are on the front lines of the freedom movement in Toronto. I know the kind of intense times you are going through. I have seen some of the live streams and posts. I have so much respect and admiration for those of you who are holding ground and holding ground for freedom and for the light in Toronto. You are so brave and so strong, and I thank you for it. Thank you. With that said, I wanted to share about an amazing weekend experiences. I have a couple of amazing weekend experiences. I didn't have a chance to change from the beach earlier today, or rather from my other amazing experience. But anyway, this past year, 2020, I made a lot of new friends, and some of you don't know that at the beginning of 2020, I had the opportunity to attend a couple of ayahuasca ceremonies my brother invited me to, and in fact, they were my birthday gift last year from my brother. He paid for my ceremonies, and it was the most incredible gift. My brother has done a number of ayahuasca ceremonies, and they have changed his life. My brother is a changed man. He has made peace with my parents. He has gotten over his anger issues, all his resentments. He is clear-minded. He is strong. I'm so proud of my brother. He has become a real man. I'm so proud of him. And yeah. And so, as some of you know, here in Playa del Carmen, I'm part of a number of ladies groups, and just this past Tuesday, a lady posted a message saying that, hey, thank you very much, Nicole. Yes, I am. Yeah, a lady posted a message saying that, hey, we're trying to get together a few people for an ayahuasca ceremony on Friday night. Is anybody interested? I was like, oh my God, I'm so tempted. Because my two experiences in Canada were absolutely amazing. And if any of you are, just hear what I have to say first, and then you can make your decision in case you haven't done ayahuasca as of yet. I definitely highly freaking recommend it, and I'll tell you about it, okay? So anyway, I didn't know if I had enough time because according to the teacher in Toronto, before you do an ayahuasca ceremony, you have to have a really clean diet for a week. I'm already a vegan as of the past 2 years. I'm a long-time vegetarian, but before you do an ayahuasca ceremony, you're supposed to eat again vegan diet, and also no spicy foods, no alcohol, no fermented foods. You can't be taking any drugs. I'm talking about antidepressant drugs in particular. I don't know what the time frame is for that. Thankfully for me, that's not the case. But I have been enjoying my cervezas here in Mexico. So anyway, but it turns out that even a full 3 days clean with no alcohol leading up to the ceremony is fine. No alcohol, no fermented foods, no spicy foods. Oh, that was hard for me because I love my spicy foods. I'm pretty spicy, if you haven't figured out by now. Ha ha ha, joking. Anyway, so anyway, guys, I did go to my Aya, and it was freaking amazing. The lady I had done the ceremonies with in Toronto is funnily or strangely enough also from Mexico. She had trained with Peruvian shamans for 7 years intensely. In the case of the gentleman leading this ceremony, I really wanted to talk to somebody who had done a ceremony with him before, and I didn't have a chance to do that until late Thursday night, the day before I had already committed to going. And the lady told me, I had done a lot of ayahuasca ceremonies. This was my best experience. So I went forward with it, and I later found out the gentleman had been leading ceremonies for 18 years. So he's really experienced. He knows his stuff. And, for those of you who are not familiar with ayahuasca, it is a medicinal plant from the Amazon. The natives in the Amazon, the shamans in the Amazon use this plant. It's a healing plant. It's they call it a teacher plant. It has, well, you could call them hallucinogenic properties, for lack of a better term. I know that term, when people think of hallucinogenic substances, people are thinking LSD or they're thinking some other chemicals. The active ingredient is, I think, DMT, but again, don't even quote me on it, because like, honestly, my brother was the one who did all the research, and I really trusted him, and I'm glad I did. So what I can tell you, and what I can tell you is, this is no party drug. It's not, if any of you have done any substances before, that, like, this is nothing like that. Ayahuasca is truly a gift. It's a teacher plant. My 3 experiences so far were absolutely amazing, very profound, very healing. As I shared in my first ever, well, I don't know if I ever shared about it, but my brother was trying to heal some stuff from his past before he started doing ayahuasca, and he felt that he was going to sessions with a psychologist or a psychiatrist, actually paying $300 per hour. I think it was a psychologist because it wasn't covered by OHIP, and he felt he was making progress at snail's pace. And what my brother was able to heal in one ayahuasca ceremony, it's unbelievable. And since then, he's done many more. In my case, again, this was my 3rd. In Canada, I had done 2 in a row, and which I don't know if I would necessarily recommend, because like each ceremony can be so amazingly powerful. Anyway, guys, what can I say? We went to this jungle. We were surrounded by nature, around the fire. It was really special. The ceremonies in Toronto are held at retreat centers. Again, I highly recommend those as well. It's just absolutely amazing. But to kind of give you an idea, this particular journey, because they call it an ayahuasca journey when you go on one, and again, I want to tell you guys, some of the journeys are not particularly pleasant. It's common that you may throw up during the process. Some people experience physical pain. I was fortunate, maybe because I do eat a pretty clean diet. Like at none of my ceremonies did I throw up. Diarrhea is another common effect. No comments on that. But anyway, despite all of that, what you get out of the journey is, I have no words, I have no words to describe, but I'm gonna try my best to kind of just give you some examples of what I experienced on Friday night. I don't even know if I should, but I do want to. I feel like I need to communicate this. I want people to know about ayahuasca. I really feel one of the messages I got during my ceremony. So essentially, what it does for you is it connects you to a superior plane of existence. Some people call that the astral plane, whatever you want to call it, the ethereal plane. You now connect, and how you connect to it can be very different. In my first experiences, in one of the ceremonies, I was literally just seeing myself as matter. I lost myself. Like I was no longer my physical body. I was like completely like one with the universe. It was a very, you feel intense love. In one of my ceremonies, I felt my parents' love, like I like very deeply. In last Friday night ceremony, it was all about how we're gonna heal the planet, and what came to mind, interestingly enough, first of all, I felt like so much love and joy, but also what was coming to me were very clearly the souls of various people on the planet, and even different nations in the world were essentially coming to me for healing. And I'm not saying to me, because in this case I was accessing that plane of existence where I was interacting ethereally, if you want to call it, with the souls and with energies in different parts of the planet. So for example, this is going to sound so fucking crazy, but I don't even know if I should share this, because it's like, some of you may say, oh, you're just fucking hallucinating, you're just fucking crazy, you're just hallucinating, well, you're just freaking tripping, whatever. But essentially, it came to me clear as day. The Queen of England, I know, believe it or not, but the Queen of England, her soul, or whatever her entity really is, was pleading with me for forgiveness. And not with me as Letitia, not with me individually, but was pleading in the higher realms for forgiveness, was pleading for forgiveness. And we all fucking know, those of us who are awake, those of us who have done some research, you know about the royal family and what they're up to. You know. So there's plenty of reason for them to ask for forgiveness. I also tapped into the energy of Trudeau, okay? And what I was feeling there was he is literally like a child. He needs guidance. Literally, that's what I saw. He's a child. And many of us know that he's a puppet. We know that very well. And I saw him as a child who needs guidance. And I asked, who can guide him? And you're not going to believe what answer I got, okay? You guys are going to laugh, or maybe not. But the answer I got was that Vlad is going to guide Canada. You know very well who Vlad is. I'm talking about Vladislav Sobolev. Vlad is a warrior of light. You guys know him very well. He is a true leader. And other couple of leaders came to mind. Mark Friesen from Alberta came to mind. Ryan Kulbaba came to mind. Kellyanne came to mind. Of course, I know you guys so well, and I love you guys so much. And I so respect what you're doing for Canada and for the world. And by the way, I belong in Mexico right now. I am meant to be here. Another message I got was that Mexico will lead the way. Mexico is holding ground for normality and for the new true earth, for the new earth that we're going to create, okay? In my short time here, I have had the experience of meeting some incredible people, some very wise women in particular. You know, like one of my neighbors, you see her and she fucking glows. Like she has this presence about her. Like she has this, you know, Mayan wisdom about her. Like when I look at her, I'm like ready to like, whoa, like it just glows. And by the way, she came very clearly in my ceremonies. Her soul, her whole aura was coming to mind, and you know, a clear message to follow this woman. Whatever she says, she knows. She's got this inner wisdom. And no wonder I was very drawn to her, and I felt like she's a fellow sister of light. She's very awake. She knows that COVID is a scam and all that. You know, she's very awake. Wow, they're doing like car races at this hour of the night. Very interesting. Or it's a train. No, it sounds like car races. Welcome to Mexico, where pretty much everything is allowed. God bless them. Okay. So, yeah. But the message that I want to leave with you, so yeah, I also interacted with some other amazing souls. Well, I'm not saying, yeah, so there were other world leaders that came to mind. We're literally hearing some weird ass noises. I don't know what it is, I'm sorry. It sounds like car racing, but like it's freaking 12 a.m. Okay, anyway. So other regions of the world, like the president of France, all I could see was shame, and I don't remember if he was asking for forgiveness, but there was shame coming from the leadership of France. I inquired. I just thought about the Premier of Ontario. You know who he is? All I could feel there was just shame, deep shame. He's like neck deep in shame. Not surprisingly. Yeah, car races. That's what we got going on. 100%. Car races on the streets of Playa, because it's 12 a.m. and I guess the normal people are not driving out at this hour. Anyway, so what else? China came to mind, and all I could feel about China was a lot of pain in that area, that whole region of the world, just so much pain. And I just feel like these different regions of the world were coming to mind. For those of you who are just joining, I am talking about an experience I had Friday night where I did an ayahuasca journey. If any of you are interested in doing an ayahuasca journey in the Toronto area, I do have a contact. And if any of you are here in Mexico, especially in the Riviera Maya, I do have an amazing contact for that also. So anyway, again, I could see all these different regions of the world coming to me. Or again, that's kind of the wrong way of putting it, because they weren't coming to me. They were essentially, I was accessing, I think the way I imagine it is I was accessing the energies of these different regions of the world, and they were essentially, I could feel their energy, you know. I also felt that somewhere in the Middle East, there's somebody that is working for the light. I don't know who this person is, but there was definitely, I felt strongly that we have an ally in the Middle East. I don't know who this person is yet, but it's a leader in the Middle East. No idea who this person is. Perhaps in future journeys I'll have more clarity. But I mean, essentially, and what I want to leave with you is that, seriously, it's so funny. It's so funny because oftentimes when I'm doing a live stream during the day, there's some airplane falling, like flying overnight, and now it's like car races in the middle of the night. Like, this is so hilarious. They're just going hard. They're going hard. Come on, cabrones, váyanse. Sorry. Just go. Anyway, guys, so yeah, I had such a healing experience. So for me, and what else? Like, I had my mom is here currently from Canada, and you know what? I felt my mother's love so strong, and my mom is like 90% awake. She still thinks COVID is real, but she clearly thinks it's made by the Chinese or some other, by the dark powers, and like, she's mostly awake, but again, she thinks COVID is real, which I've come to believe it's a total fraud, a total scam. This virus has never been isolated, this supposed virus, it's just a total fraud. And I'm gonna say it, and if you don't believe me, or if you don't, I don't care, but I'm gonna speak my truth. I'm gonna stand for truth. If you want to believe something else, you're entitled to your beliefs. Yeah, and one of the messages I got, of course, when you're in that realm, you see yourself for who you really are. And that's why I recommend this to anybody, because as we go through life, we acquire all these false labels, and it's all these false and self-limiting labels, and we walk around with them. And you know what? All of you are so much more powerful than that. And if you're here on this planet at this point in time, is because you chose to be here. And the message that I got in my ceremony also is that this teacher plant was left to us by our ancestors, by our elders, by our ancestors for times like these. I felt that, I know that 100%. Because all I can tell you is that, I mean, I can share so much more. Like, the whole journey lasts about, I don't know, 8 hours. Not 8 hours, maybe like 6-7 hours. You're not really conscious of time when you're in that process. But the light that I saw, it was like the light and the love energy that I felt beyond a shadow of a doubt that any darkness that is currently being perpetrated on our planet, it has no chance, no fucking chance against the amazing light that is available to us all, the amazing light that is being showered on the planet, massive light. I also had the insight, again, I didn't interact with those beings, but I had the insight that Pleiadians, and again, believe it or not, I don't really care what you believe, I'm share, because I feel like that's part of my mission. I need to share and spread the light. So Pleiadians are working with us, with humanity on the planet, to support us in our ascension, in our evolution, and we will evolve. And just to give you an example, if you had asked me about ayahuasca 5 years ago, I had no idea what it is. Thank you very much, Nicole. And hey, Tamara. Yeah. If you had asked me 5 years ago, I had no idea. And yet, or if I had asked any of you 5 years ago, what is ayahuasca? You'd be like, I don't know, what the hell is that? I don't know. If I asked you now, many of you know what it is. And this is a sign that this sort of consciousness elevating teacher plant is now becoming more and more available to humanity at large. And that's a sign that many of us are waking up. Many of us are being drawn to these higher planes of consciousness, and we want to, overcome, leave the darkness behind, evolve. And it is happening with every one of us that feels empowered. Every one of us who steps in our power, we are not controllable. The only reason darkness has been winning, for lack of a better term, to the extent that they are, is because so many people are still asleep. So many people are still unconscious. And I remember Dollar Vigilante talking about how he meditates for hours a day and how working on yourself is the best solution. This is the time, my friends. This is the time to do that inner work. And, over the years, I've been fortunate enough to be exposed to various modalities, starting with Landmark, meditation in my teen years, late teens, early 20s, meditation, yoga, Reiki, you name it. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So amazing. And I'll tell you something else. Yeah, yeah, Luciana. Um, Guys, I cannot tell you the stuff that I saw. Like in my journey, I, I've been having conversation with this neighbor that I told you is like this amazing goddess that just her wisdom just shines through, like her presence. You're like, whoa, what's going on here? This is a powerful being. And I could see in my vision, I could see that this neighbor of hers has been bugging her and asking her for help. She's trying to sell a property and just asking this neighbor for help and really bugging her. And I told her, I came to that after my ceremony, I happened to walk by her house and I shared with her, kind of some of the insights that I got. And one of the insights was, she needs to tell that neighbor to just relax and chill. Yes, you're going to help her. Just relax. And she's like, that's so funny. They're telling me that. I just had that conversation with her last night. How did you know? So it was just a small proof that my insights were on the right track. Okay? Just a small proof. And I'm confident that so many of my insights, like, I really had access to those higher planes. I have no doubt about it. I have fucking no doubt. I don't think it was whatever, just a hallucination. I don't think so. I really, or if people want to think it's a whatever, but like, to me, I mean, the kind of light that I experienced, the kind of powerful light, I'm telling you guys. So here's, I mean, part of the message I wanted to share is that even though, especially those of you who are in Canada and in other regions of the world where, darkness seems to be winning, I mean, they're becoming bullies, there's like abuse happening, you may not feel you can make a difference on the physical plane, and maybe temporarily you may not be able to, even though of course we have to keep on fighting and resisting the tyranny and all the BS measures as much as possible. But I want you to know that on the ethereal level, on the spiritual plane, you can definitely make a difference, a massive difference, and which every one of us that wakes up and every one of us who steps into our power, they have no chance. They have no chance against an awake humanity. No chance. And I'm really getting to a point where I feel that our energy, our consciousness can even neutralize. Like, I do increasingly believe that, because like the kind of light I experienced on Friday night is just absolutely indescribable. Like I literally think it can neutralize things like 5G. It can neutralize things like the chemtrails. Like, we're talking about rearranging molecules. I know people who have healed cancers doing ayahuasca, who have healed extreme depression that nothing else could heal. They were suicidal. Like, and again, it's not the only solution out there, and there are many other modalities of healing. For me, this is absolutely the fastest I found. And maybe, maybe when I was, I mentioned, meditation, Landmark, High, the Human Awareness Institute, amazing courses, amazing conscious, like just amazing stuff. Tony Robbins courses. I've got something out of all those modalities over the years, and I value and I treasure all of them for what they offered me. And with some of those modalities, I would be willing to continue, especially the Tony Robbins courses. High, big fan. Mind you, High workshops are currently on hold because of the BS that we're going through. But again, guys, what I want to say is, do not lose hope. We on the ethereal plane, things are moving. I'm telling you, if this being whoever the Queen of England is, this entity was literally knocking on my door ethereally, like asking for forgiveness, like pleading for forgiveness. Okay, believe it or not. Okay, but again, I just gave you the little example with my neighbor, so I have no reason to doubt my insights, especially when it was like that strong, like pleading. There was another soul that came pleading again for forgiveness, but I keep telling this person, you're being ridiculous, you're being too hard on yourself. I'm not going to name this person because he's one of the good guys, and he's somebody who publicly states that he's done ayahuasca. He's an ayahuasca brother, you could say, and he's somebody who has huge influence on the world, and he's working for the light. So I'm gonna hopefully be able to connect with him IRL, or at least through email or something, and have that conversation with him that I was clearly having with him on the ethereal plane, telling him, like, you gotta forgive yourself, brother. Like, forgive yourself, get over like nothing you have done matters on a higher plate. Like, it's all good. It's all good. Another insight that I had, um, I wasn't talking about Tony in this case, Luciana, although interestingly enough, he came to mind as well. And I mean, since you mentioned him, oh yeah, no, he's talking about, yeah. Tony is a big proponent of ayahuasca, and Tony really wants to make a big difference for the world, and he is making a big difference. Bless him. Bless him and all the other souls working for the light. We are winning, guys. Believe me, I'm telling you, light is winning and darkness is in, they're pleading for forgiveness. I'm telling you, they are in shame. Now, that being said, another thing that came to mind was a lot of souls, even people in my circle, people are still living through a lot of fears. They are, if they're not afraid of the actual virus, they're afraid of the measures that are being implemented and all of that. And all I can say, you guys, is you cannot fall into the trap of being gripped by fear. Allow that to heal, evolve. Fear is just an emotion. Evolve to the next state. Okay, feel the fear, and then, and I know many of you are, you're no better than that. But to the extent that you still experience fear, don't fall into that trap. Know that we are working for the light, no matter what happens. Even if our physical bodies get destroyed, we are part of the army of light. We came here to do our jobs, and many of us are currently being activated. I think there's no fucking coincidence that I happen to see that message. I belong to a bunch of women's group, and the traffic on those groups is ridiculous. Like there's like 170 women on a group. There's like a lot of messages that come through. But I saw the ayahuasca message. I went to that ceremony. So those of us who are working for the light are being called. Okay, you may be right about that, my friend. Yeah. Okay, well, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm aware of that, Miguel. I'm aware of that, and you may be right about the current Queen of England. Miguel says that they're using a clone and so on. Yeah, you may be right about that. All I can say is, like, the soul of that person, whoever that is, was asking for forgiveness. And yeah, I'm aware of the darkness that the royal family and others have been up to. And I'm not going to name any further names because other souls came to mind and so on. But what I can say is, work is being done, and you too can do work through meditation. You can literally make a difference on the ethereal plane. And again, we have our brothers, our I'm not gonna even name them anymore because I said it earlier, but we're not alone in the universe, and there's a lot of attention on planet Earth, and there are other light beings working with us. So I have faith. I know that is the case. Again, you're entitled to your beliefs. I am allowed to share mine, and you can take them in or not believe what I have to say. So with that said, what else? Yeah, sorry, continuar. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to recommend to all of you. I think ayahuasca is absolutely amazing. It's a teacher plant. If you're hearing this message and you're curious about it and it's resonating with you, I do have an amazing contact in Toronto. Feel free to send me a message on Facebook, and I'll be happy to connect you. My brother's life has been transformed through ayahuasca. He is a changed man, and I was here doing my nails. So happy. Yeah. The nails lady tells me, I was mentioning to her that I'm doing an ayahuasca ceremony on Friday night because I went to do my nails Friday during the day. And she's like, really? One of my clients, she was this lady, she was angry all the time. She always used to smoke, like chain smoker, like always looked at me like she wanted to like beat me up. And and I knew it wasn't about me because I'm always nice to everybody. It was like definitely just like her energy, And then one day she comes in, gives me a hug, gives my daughter a hug, tells me that, I love you, you're the best. And she tells me that she had just done an ayahuasca ceremony. And of course, the next question I had, okay, but was it just like a temporary thing and then she became a bitch again? It's like, no, her daughter tells me I have a new mom. So the changes that occur with ayahuasca are profound, and they are lasting. It's not, yeah, absolutely, Luciana. I agree. Yeah, Luciana is saying it's important who's organizing it. I agree, and what I can tell you is, I resisted going to my first ayahuasca ceremony a lot, like back in February of 2020. My brother had told me about it for a while, and I was like, yeah, no, I don't think I'm into that. Like, I don't want to let go of control. I want to be in control of my body. I want to be in control. And by the way, you are in control. You are conscious the whole time. It's just your senses are enhanced, and you're just kind of accessing a higher level of consciousness at the same time as still being aware of your physical body, still being in control. Of course, some of your movements maybe slow down a bit. I don't want to give you all the details, but it suffice it to say, whatever symptoms or whatever you may experience on the physical plane, I do believe it's for your healing and for your good. So there can be purging going on. Anyway, I have absolutely no regrets, and I'm considering doing another one, but like I'm not committing to it yet. Like, let me think about it. Just because the one that I just did was so profound and so illuminating, but I'm very tempted to do another one very soon, because it's just, as my brother explained to me, like, you're peeling the layers of an onion, and with every ceremony you go deeper and you heal other things and more things get revealed to you. Literally, you could ask any question, and you can get an answer. And I did ask certain questions, and answers were provided. And some things, you're just afraid to ask sometimes, because like maybe you're not ready for the answer, but when you're ready, you will ask, and the answers will come. I do believe that. I just feel that if more people had access to the power of this plant, again, like I said, I had a very strong insight that this gift of this plant was left to us by the elders for times like these, to carry us forward, like in ancient times, the shamans had access to this, and they would that's why the people followed the shamans, because they would lead the way into the light, for their people, for their tribes. In the case of what we're currently dealing with on the planet right now, it's such a blessing that these plants are now increasingly being available. Like something like ayahuasca is increasingly becoming available to a general audience, to those of us who are, open and ready for it, and as they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will come. So I sincerely believe I was ready to go to that ceremony on Friday night. And what else? And just to give you guys, like, you're gonna laugh how amazing this is. The power of intention. There was a young woman I met from she's from LA. She was just here in Mexico for a week, and she came with a clear intention that she was gonna have a healing journey. Like, this was gonna be a spiritual healing journey. And there was supposed to be no ayahuasca ceremony last Friday night, but she told her friend, girl, I need to do an ayahuasca ceremony. She had already done 4 in LA, and they had made a huge difference. She had just gotten out of a 10-year relationship. It was a rough breakup, and she knew she needed to heal. She heard ayahuasca can help. Had done 4 ceremonies in like I said, in LA prior to coming here. Anyway, she was keen on doing another ceremony. She told her friend, girl, please make it happen, please make it happen. So this girl, her friend, posts a post on one of the ladies group. Hey ladies, we're trying to organize an ayahuasca ceremony. We need at least 8 participants. In the end, we ended up having 12 people. And yeah, lo and behold, enough people came, and the ceremony was made happen. In addition to that, she asked her friend, she told her friend she wanted to do an ice bath, and she also made that happen for the Sunday. And thankfully for me, since I had a couple of great conversations with this girl, she's like, hey, yeah, so you want to come to this ice bath? I was like, no, F no. I had done an ice bath. One of our amazing friends in Toronto, Maite Morelos, she is trained Wim Hof practitioner, and she leads breathwork workshops in Toronto. Shout out to Maite. I'm going to tag her on this. She leads workshops in Toronto, and she is she also facilitated an ice bath sometime last year or the year before, I don't know, but I had done one before, and it's a very intense experience if you've never done it. I was like, I'm not ready for this. But then I was like, shut up. If this girl is telling you to come, she's the one who co-created, who freaking literally created this whole ayahuasca ceremony. 14 people were there, like 12 participants, and maybe, no more. It was like 12 participants and 3 helpers plus the shaman. There were, all these people were there. And she's like, if she's telling you to go to the ice bath, you better go. So just SDFU and get your ass over there, So I was like, oh, I don't want to go. Anyway, I was like, no, man. I was like, I'm not even going to think about it. I was like, okay, I hate you. I told her, like, why are you taking me? I hate you. Like, I hate you, but I love you. And then another sister from the ayahuasca ceremony, this girl from England who also just freaking escaped from communist England right now, like literally a week ago, or literally 2 weeks ago, and she had already done an ayahuasca last week. She came again this Friday. She's on a healing journey as well. And anyway, 4 p.m. this afternoon, we got together, did the Wim Hof meditation for about, breathing. Dogs are coming, sound effect in playa. And yeah, I did the ice bath as well. The first 2 times I tried, I freaked out, stepped out. I couldn't handle the heat, not the heat, it's the burning sensation. But anyway, the gentleman guiding it, who is also trained with Wim Hof, he's been training for a year now. He can do ice baths for like 15 minutes if he wants. It's insane. But yeah, many people recommend ice baths for healing purposes. They have many health effects. They boost immunity. They have an anti-aging effect, because after the ice bath, your body is forced to kind of produce, don't ask me what hormones. I haven't looked into it deeply enough, but bottom line, and it's also a great experience to learn to control your mind, to learn, really control your emotions. It all has to do with controlling your breath. So the first minute you're in there, you feel like you're gonna literally burn, or I don't know. I don't know if I want to post a video. I probably will post it. I don't know. But bottom line, my 3rd attempt was successful, and I ended up going for over 6 minutes in the water, to my freaking surprise. Once you get over the first minute, so what the teacher told me is that once you get into the bath, don't just stand there, because then the effect of the pain is only distributed on your calves and ankles and on a small area of your body. If you dip your entire body in, the pain sensation gets distributed all over your body, and it's less intense. And that was truly the case. I still the first few minutes I was like, oh my god. But what can I say? I really truly feel that I was guided here, because I have an important goal that I set for myself when I was a kid, and I have a 2-year time frame on that. I'm not ready to share what that is, but what I can say is that this is preparation for that. This is something that can absolutely help me with that goal, and I know the universe is guiding me in the right direction. So I'm really, really grateful that I was guided to this, and I plan on continuing the practice. This man holds them every freaking week. I don't know. I said to him, bro, I'm gonna come at least every other week. And again, he's a brother of light. Him and his girlfriend, amazing light beings. I really, and again, the insight that I had in my journey, that Mexico is gonna lead the world. I get that. I feel that, because here we are holding ground for normality. For light. A lot of the people that have come down here are people that were awake. So literally, right now, so many awake people are coming here, and we're gonna hold ground for light and for normality. Now, again, I'm not telling all of you to come here. Although, please, if you're in a position to, ¿por qué no? That would be very selfish of me to say, don't come, fucking come, of course. But I also know, for example, my teacher, my ayahuasca teacher in Canada, she's from Mexico originally. From a young age, she felt an impulse that she had to move north. And her parents were like, why would you want to go to cold Canada? Why? It's like, I don't know, but I have to go there. She also knew from a very young age that she never wanted to have children. And later on, when we did the ayahuasca ceremonies, I understand now why I didn't want to have children, because in a way, you are all my children. And, she's holding ground for the light in the north. This amazing brother of mine, I say brother, it's a young man that I know who lives in Peru. I met him many years ago when I was on a spiritual journey in Peru, and he's come to mind a lot in recent days. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? People like him are holding ground for the light in South America. Maybe this person in the Middle East that was coming to mind in my ayahuasca journey. Again, I don't know who this person is, but there are light beings all over the world that are holding space, holding ground for the light. Um, and we're currently all getting activated big time. And we're all stepping into our power. And you know what? In recent days, being here in Playa, and again, I don't want to say this in any way that is like conceited in any way, because it's not. People were coming to me asking for help me with this, help me with that, and I'm like, why are all these people like trusting me so much? Like, who am I? Like, why are all these people coming to me? And you know what? In my journey, I was almost like slapping myself, because I saw myself as who I really am, as the soul level. I'm like, yeah, you are one of the people, one of the beings that is here to spread the light, and it's fucking time you allow yourself to do that. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. Remember that famous quote? I think it's from Marianne Williamson. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. And I saw that message. Thank you very much, Luciana. I saw that message loud and clear. And if anybody comes to you for help, it's because you can help them. And I'm not saying, sometimes people don't want to help themselves. They pretend they want to help themselves, but in fact, they are stuck in victim mode or whatever. But there are people who genuinely, and the other message I got in my journey was that in these times of uncertainty and fear, when so many people are unfortunately gripped by fear, those of us who are awake we have to voice certainty. And again, when you experience what I experienced on Friday night, you will fucking be able to voice it, because I'm telling you, like, the darkness doesn't stand a chance. Like what I saw, the interpretation, like the energy that I felt, like, there's such powerful light energy. It's like, Archangel Michael's sword cutting through the darkness. Like, they do not stand a chance. This small-minded, and again, they are pleading for forgiveness and begging for mercy right now. I'm telling you, like, that's what's happening at the energetic level. So my brothers and sisters, rest assured, light is winning. This planet is on the right track. And those of you who are feeling, hi Andra, you might have to catch up, because I did a long share, but yeah, we are on the right track. And those of you who are being called to take a stand for light, do not doubt it. Like, you are here for a reason. You are here for a reason. And again, like, your mission will be revealed to you more and more as mine is being revealed to me. I don't have the full picture yet, but all I can say is, you know what? I'm also on the right track, and I am, as I said that, a little bit of self-doubt kept, really, are you really on the right track? You know what? One thing I can tell you for sure, I belong in Mexico right now. I need to be here. Like, I had a clear message that I need to be here, because, and I think one of the reasons is, again, some of the beings that I'm connecting with here, they have such profound wisdom, and there's some powerful stuff going on down here, and I'm super grateful, and I look forward to connecting with more amazing light beings, whether in person or virtually. And finally, speaking of light-centered events that are going on, I want to remind you all of this conference that is happening on the west coast of Mexico starting tomorrow. It's Monday through Friday of this week. It's called the Greater Reset. I was contemplating going to that in person, but when my friend Ananda told me that it's only two of the speakers were actually going to be there in person. Now, it's still an amazing opportunity to connect with, awake people on the west coast of Mexico, and who may have flown in from other locations. In my case, I ended up doing the Aya, and my mom is in town until next Sunday. So I was like, no, I'm gonna stay here for this one. But they do have a live stream going on, so I'm gonna post the link to the Greater Reset event, the Greater Reset, right? Because it's a play on, their delusional attempt of resetting, things on this planet in a dark way. But we're gonna have a light reset on this planet, amigos, and you're gonna see that, and you are a part of it, and I thank you for it. And good times are ahead for humanity. Do not lose hope. And again, if you ever are in doubt, things like ayahuasca we'll show you what's available to us, the kind of light that's surrounding us and that we have access to. Yeah, I'll post a link to the Greater Reset. Much love to all of you. Have a great week ahead. Thank you all for all your efforts in Toronto. I have so much respect and love for all of you, my fellow warriors of light. Mucho amor. Much love. I love you all. Yeah, the Greater Reset, sister. I'm going to post a link right after, okay? Okay. Buenas noches. I love you all. Take care.